Hello, today I have for you my June wrap-up of all the books. Hello, today I have for you my July wrap-up of all the books that I read in the month of July that haven't featured in their own little review or their own kind of like mini wrap-up, like my Persephone books, etc, etc. These are all the other books. Now, I read a grand total of 20 books in the month of July, which I know sounds quite good, but a lot of these were rereads, a lot of these were short books, so not really. Anyway, let's get straight into it. I will do my best to leave links for all the books that I mention in the description bar as usual. So starting off, the first book that I read was Barbie All Dolled Up, celebrating 50 years of Barbie. This book came out in 2009, 10 years ago, for the 50th anniversary. I loved Barbie as a child. It was like my favourite doll, and I just spent hours and hours imagining Barbie and her life. I had so many Barbies and so many like accessories and stuff. So as an adult, I've wanted to learn about the history of Barbie because it was going for such a long time. I've tried with a couple of books, but just never got through them. They've been, you know, thick non-fiction, predominantly text. This is very different. So this is full of pictures. It's full of replicas and little bits that you can like pull out and stuff, as well as just lots of information, little facts. It's lovely. It goes through different decades and different eras of what predominantly is happening in society and how that is influencing Barbie. So Diana, the Olympics, all these different things to influence on Barbie is really, really good. And then I enjoyed this so much, I actually went back to my parents and I was like going through like cupboards in my old bedroom to see if I could find any Barbies that featured in this book, and there was. I found this one. She is looking very worse for wear, but this is from the Generation Girl Barbie that came out in 1999 when I was 8. Had to work that out then. This is Tori, not Barbie. I do actually own Barbie, but yeah, she's not as in good condition as this one, that's saying. So this one looks like her head's about to drop off. But yeah, I've still got it. So yeah, it was so interesting learning about Barbie in such an interesting way, and you know how actually Barbie came about and the importance of Barbie for, you know, young children and stuff. And yeah, I absolutely adored this book. If you're a fan of Barbie, then you'll love this. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was amazing, and yeah, I just adored it. I have to like force myself to read it over a couple of days rather than just binge reading it over one day, which is so easy to do. The next book though was very different. This is Big Bones by Laura Dockrill. I picked this up because I saw on someone's channel review it and they said they really enjoyed it, and I thought I'm going to give it a go because I trust that person's judgment. I can't remember who it was now. Now, this is about a teenage girl called BB, who at the beginning of the book has an asthma attack, and the nurse says, "Can you keep a food diary, please, for the next, I think it's 6 weeks?" And she does. And I got to page 65 and went, I'm done. I didn't finish this because I hated it. There's a couple of things I didn't like about it. One, BB has a sister called Dove, and BB is this, you know, overweight teenage girl. Her sister Dove is thin, blonde and beautiful. How tropey can you get? I was like, of course she does. Of course she does. The writing style just also really annoyed me. I didn't read teen fiction when I was a teenager. We didn't call it YA, we called it teen fiction. And I'm not going to read it now because, yeah, that was shockingly bad, that was. No thank you. I then read My Royal Story, A Tudor Princess's Diary, 1544. This is Elizabeth by Catherine Lasky. So this starts in 1944 but actually goes on a few years. Now, this I enjoyed when I was reading it. However, I found it full of historical inaccuracy, like full of it. It's a very romanticised version of the truth. And I was like, oh, it doesn't really need to be in there. And I found that Elizabeth was a little brat. That she had just been written to be this horrible girl. I just absolutely hate Elizabeth. Elizabeth is my historical heroine and I just absolutely hated her. So although I enjoyed the book when I was reading it, I decided to give it 2 stars because I just found so many problems with it. So I don't know why. I just hated Elizabeth. Then I decided to pick up a graphic novel, so I picked up House Party by Rachel Smith. This book, I actually picked it from Etsy. I would love to pick up more graphic novels like this, so if you know anyone on Etsy that has some really cool graphic novels, particularly in the UK, just for delivery costs and stuff, let me know in the comment section, because this was really good. So this is about 3 people who have finished university. They live together. There's a couple and then there's this single girl, and they're like going through social media one night, looking at old pictures and being like, oh, look how happy we were, and that was only like 2 years ago. What's gone wrong? Because they're in mundane jobs and they're not enjoying their adult life. So they decided to throw a house party, but house party has consequences, shall we say. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really good. There is so much truth in this book, because when you do finish university, there is this kind of lull, isn't there, that you're like, gotta be an adult now. And that time of like kind of this carefreeness that you have at uni just kind of goes, and you don't go out partying as much, and you don't, you know, just think about, oh, it doesn't matter if I'm hungover the next day, because what have I got to do? It's fine, I can do my essays at like 4 AM, it's fine. Can't do that in the adult world. And you know, I certainly had a lull after uni, and I was just like, life's changed. But this I loved. I thought it was really, really good. I really liked the art style of it. It's not perfect, but it is really, really good. It reminded me of Giant Days. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny, I thought it was realistic, and yeah, I just overall I really enjoyed it. The only negativity for me is that it wasn't long enough, if that is a negative point at all, but I really enjoyed it. There is, I believe, a follow-on from this one, which I want to get my hands on as well, because that sounds really good, but I will leave the link to get your hands on this in the description bar below. So if you like Giant Days, you will like this. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Then I did some rereading. So I reread Giant Days volume 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. I love Giant Days. It's my favourite comic book series, and volume 10 came out at the end of this month, but I haven't received my copy yet. I have purchased it, but I just haven't received it yet. So I was craving reading it, so I started last month, didn't I? And I read volumes 1, 2 and 3 last month, in the month of June, and I've read the rest. So I am ready for the next volume 10 to come out. I'm so excited to get my hands on it. All of these are 5 stars, and if you've never read Giant Days, what are you doing? Read it. It's the best comic series ever, in my opinion. It's about 3 girls and their time at university. It's funny, it's warm, it's witty, it's British charm, and it's incredible, so read it. Then I was really in the university feel by that point, so I picked up Start of 10 by David Nichols. This is set in 1985 and is about a young teenage boy called Brian who goes off to university, and on his first day he goes to this party, and at this party there's this poster all about the team for University Challenge, and he's stood there reading this poster, and then suddenly this girl walks in next to the poster, and he's like, wow, this girl is beautiful, and she's like, are you gonna try for it? And he's like, yeah. She's like, I'll see you there. So of course he goes and tries for it because he falls for this girl. This book is so warm, so funny. I really enjoyed it. And then I watched the film starring James McAvoy. It's also got Benedict Cumberbatch, it's got James Corden, it's got an amazing cast, and that was really funny as well. So I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I haven't read any David Nichols before. This is my first one. I don't know if I'm going to carry on with his work, but I just love books about time at university. So any recommendations for books about university, fiction wise, let me know, because I really enjoy reading about them. Then I did a bit more rereading. So I have something coming up next month, which is this month actually, which is Harry Potter related, and I'm very, very excited. And of course, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the illustrated edition, comes out later on in the year. So I thought what I'll do is I'll read one of the illustrated books in July, one in August, one in September, like that. Didn't work, did it? So I read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Of course, all of these are by J.K. Rowling and illustrated by Jim Kay. So I read this one. Reread The Chamber of Secrets, and I reread Prisoner of Azkaban, all in 1 month, because why not? I just absolutely love them. Me trying to pace them out over the month didn't work, because I think once you get into the loop of Harry Potter, you just want the next one, but oh well. I've read and reread them a lot over the last like 20 years, so what's one more time gonna hurt? I just love them and they're brilliant. I would love to know if anybody else, now when it comes to rereading Harry Potter, they just reread the illustrated edition. Of course, once the Goblet of Fire comes out, I'll probably want to read Order of the Phoenix next, so of course I'll have to go back to my old copies of just the text, but I adore them. I think Jim Kay's so talented. It's nice to see things particularly that weren't in the films, so you still get visual representation. Love it. Then, because obviously I was really enjoying illustrations, I picked up Nummy. I'm not sure who it's by because I can't pronounce it to save my life, but this is a collection of comic strips which look like, what else? This I liked. I don't think I read this correctly. I read this in one bulk, and I think I would have been better off just reading like a couple of pages one day, a couple of pages the next. I liked it and I gave it 3 stars. It's about a young 20-something girl called Nummy, who's a goth, who has this really funny but a spade is a spade sort of outlook on life. It's warm, it's funny, it's sexy. It was good. I enjoyed it, but I think I definitely, when it comes to rereading it, will just read a couple of pages one day and a couple of pages the next, and then I think I'll really enjoy it that way. Will I carry on with the other volumes? We will have to wait and see. Right, we're getting there, promise you. I then picked up A Bad Spell for the Worst Witch by Jill Murphy. I recently hauled this and I said, well, I hauled this one and another one. I said, I'll read this one 1 month and read the other one the next month, which is what I've done. This was so warm and funny. I never read this as a child. I only read the first Worst Witch book, The Worst Witch, and I never carried on with the series. I don't know why. I only read that first one, and they're lovely. I would have absolutely loved reading this as a child. So in this one, Mildred gets turned into a toad. It's really good. It's really good, really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. If you have any young people in your life, chuck them that. It's great. It's like, I'd say more traditional sort of thinking witchcraft, of like witches on broomsticks with cats and stuff like that, because that's what it is. But I'd say it's for, if you know someone who likes Harry Potter, or you think will like Harry Potter but they're not quite at that age yet, check on the Worst Witch books because they're brilliant. They're brilliant. And then finally, I finished the month with a book that I didn't finish. Another one. 2 books I didn't finish in the month of July. But life is too short to read books that you're not enjoying, don't you think? So I didn't finish Book Lover by Jennifer Kaufman and Karen Mack. This is about a woman called Dora who is down in the dumps, and when she's down in the dumps she reads books. Do you know how far through I got through this book? I got to about page 20 and then I gave up. Me and the writing style just didn't get on at all. We were not friends in this book. I started reading it and it starts off talking about hold on, I'll read you the first sentence. When I was 7, my mother drove the family car off a 30-foot bridge. Well, I'm not being funny, but that's depressing enough as it is. And I was just like, I just couldn't read it. It was so depressing. It was so down, and I just couldn't move past it. And I was just like, we're not going to be friends here, are we? We're not going to be friends. So I thought, let's just finish here. Page 20. I think it cost me 30p, that book. So it's fine. It went to charity. It's fine. It can go back to the charity shop and someone else can have a good go on it. So yeah, those were all the books that I read in the month of July. How do you think I did? I think I did pretty well. Alright, I think I've done more rereading than reading this month. It's funny to tip the scales, isn't it? Tip the balance. Anyway, I'm gonna go now because we have had some new chairs delivered for our conservatory, and I've left my boyfriend downstairs setting them up for me, which is very, very kind. So I'm gonna go and give him a hand now. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and I shall see you soon for the next one. Bye.